Hello everyone, this is Lisa Kester with Wild Acorns Art Studio, previously Wild Acorns Pottery. I changed it to Wild Acorns Art Studio because I do more than just pottery now. So yeah, welcome to my channel. If you are not familiar with my channel, I do acrylics and watercolors, and I paint windows, little antique windows, and what I do a lot of is pottery. This is kind of how I started out. Yeah, so I teach 3 days a week, and I used to do a lot of it, the pottery in my house, but now I do it, a lot of it down at where I work. But anyway, this is what I'm painting today, and I am going to use today I'm using my Amaco Velvet Underglazes. Now, I put them in a tray like this. It's an old bead tray. The grids are the kind that are attached. Back when I first started doing it, I had glued all them in. I have a video on that because I didn't know they made ones that were already attached. How silly am I? But anyway, so eventually I am probably going to switch over to kiwi underglazes because I really like those. They're a little bit cheaper than Amaco, and I've found the results are very much the same. I really can't tell a big difference except in the price. But now, since we've got tariffs going on here in the U.S., and they're in New Zealand, I know they do have a price increase coming on the kiwis, but they may make them unaffordable or the same as Amaco. But anyway, yeah, the Amaco I can get here in my local clay supply too. But so I don't have to pay shipping, so that's kind of nice. But anyway, yeah, I love the Amaco. I'm not a fan of a lot of the others because they have their formula has a little bit of flux in them, and they can stick to the kiln if you paint the bottom. So I don't know. I've had some disasters where everything's stuck together because I made these red birds and I just stacked them in the kiln like that, and then they kind of lean against each other, and then we're all stuck together, which wasn't good. But even the Amacos will, if you put on enough coats, they will flux a little bit and they'll stick together. So anyway, let me lower down. You can see the sun is out here. We actually need some rain now. A couple of my videos it was raining, but we could actually use some rain now. It's kind of dusty, and it's the end of August, so it's kind of typical that we don't get a lot of rain in August anyway. But I don't know, my flowers are looking pretty bad. My garden's not doing good either. I don't know what happened this year. We had a ton of rain, and then it got so hot. My gosh. Let me try to get that. Okay, let me lower you down. Oh, I've got a little friend here. I'll show you my little friend. I got Charlie, the big dog, under the table because he was a bad boy with his ball outside, and he kept barking. He would throw it in the trash can or throw it in my pond, and then he would bark until I came out and got it. He's such a stink pot. But I have a little friend here. This is Millie. She's in the box that I had intended to pack all my pottery in. You can see the paper here. Yeah. But now she's in there, aren't you? Huh? Watching me? Yeah, okay. Lower you down here. I hope you guys are all having a good day. My glaze is here. So I sat here for probably half an hour trying to think about how I'm going to paint this. And I was going to do a doodle bowl, but I think I'm just going to paint some flowers around the outside and put some leaves on it. I don't know, and leave it at that, I think. I think that's what I'm doing. I decided I'm going to do them blue. And then I was mixing these all up. They can dry out a little bit if they sit for a while, but not a lot. So I don't really worry about it. if I know I'm going to leave them for a long time, I'll take a little spray bottle and just kind of spray them over the top. But some of these have been in here for months, and they're fine. So I don't, like I said, I don't worry about it too much. This is just a Master's Touch brush, not a real. I don't use real expensive brushes for these because the grit from the glazes and stuff, you know, the fine particles can get up in there and kind of ruin your brushes. I do use this sponge to clean them. Gosh, it's all nasty. It's all kind of nasty now because I've been using it. I'll have to put the link down. You can get them on. It's the orange. I think you can just Google on Amazon like orange scrubbing pad for brushes. It'll probably come up. But anyway, so when I first was looking at this before I started the video, I was kind of went like that with the water and kind of try to, figure out how I wanted them. And I think I want some bigger than others. But anyway, so I'm going to start with the darker colors first. That's what I usually try to do. Kind of like what you would do with acrylics. With watercolor, you start with the light colors first and then build them up. With acrylics, you start with the dark and then you go light usually. That's kind of the way it goes. But of course, everybody's different. But so anyway, so I'm going to do here first. I think I'm going to add just a tad bit more water to this. I like my paints out. I like to see them. I'm very visual. I think most artists are kind of visual. So I'm just going to start like that. And actually, you could just leave, kind of leave it like that. I kind of like that, but I have fun layering and stuff. But it's kind of fun too. I'm going to add just a tad bit more water. And then I don't want them all the same size. This may be a short video if I really like them this way. I haven't done a video in a while. When summertime comes, I am like outdoors a lot, and we went to Cumberland Lake a couple times, stayed down there for a week, and we love to go boating. So that's what we end up doing outdoors, because once winter comes, that's it. You're stuck inside for a long time, and I just hate being inside. Even it was hot, I'd sit outside for a while. So I kind of like that. Now these are going to darken. So what you see here, when I'm done glazing this like this, I will either dip it in a clear or brush a clear on. If I have enough to dip it, I'll just dip it in the gallon. I have a 5-gallon bucket of, I think that one's Mayco Zinc-free clear. But I like Amaco's HF9 Zinc-free clear. This has been bisqued to 04. And then I'm going to mid-range fire it to cone 5 with a 20-minute hold. So I think, so debating whether to add a little bit of purple on here, because I just hate leaving things one color. So I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit here in the center. Can you see that? And it kind of helps that this brush has got a split end on it. Let's see there. Yeah, end of August. So wow, it's almost fall. Next weekend here is Labor Day weekend, and here in Cincinnati we have a huge fireworks display on Sunday celebrating Labor Day and the end of summer, and there's thousands and thousands of people down on the riverfront. They've already got the barges. They've brought the barges up the river already to put the fireworks on. And although, you know, I love the fireworks, I hate that it scares the puppy dogs, though. Our dogs, now Charlie, he's a year and a half. He's a Pyrodoodle. He's part Great Pyrenees and part Poodle. It doesn't really affect him. He doesn't seem to mind, and the cats don't mind either. But, you know, I know my other dogs were afraid, and I don't know. I always felt bad for the ones that are afraid. So I'm kind of messing with this. I probably shouldn't, but I am. I made a little white to this light blue that I have, because I made the light blue from medium blue and white, and I made a light blue here. Because I just wanted to add a little bit of lighter color on the tips. But I don't want white on the tips, so. And now I got blue in my white, and it's not really a big deal. I don't really mind when the colors mix a little bit, because then you end up kind of with a custom color. But I don't have any more white right now, so I got to be careful that I don't contaminate it too much. Yeah, see, I put that white on there just to see. I don't really like that much white on the end, because I'm not going to paint the background of this. I am going to leave it white. Sometimes I think, you know, your food looks better in a dish with light colors. I don't know. This is terrible to say. Not terrible to say, but I got a set of dishes, gosh, 42, 43 years ago when I got married. And they're all white, and they're my favorite dishes. You know, because you can use any color napkins with them, and they're good for any season. And, you know, I put chargers underneath of them, colored chargers. You know, some people don't know what those are, but they're basically just a decorative plate that goes underneath your dinner plate. And you can put orange for Halloween. You can do gold or red or green for Christmas. And, yeah, so, you know, so sometimes it's nice, you know, little is more. This is what I guess I'm trying to get at. I'm going to put some leaves on these too. These kind of remind me of violets. One of my favorite color, violets. I love this blue violets. I think I'm going to give them a yellow orangey center. Now I don't have room to really put anything on the bottom. I got a little bit there. So there they are so far. They don't look like too much, I know. So let's see. I think I'll put a little bit of yellow in here. just a touch of this orange. A little bit more yellow. I just added some more. This is intense yellow. This is a very, very expensive one. This one's like $62 a pint. I'd hate to think about the people who have to then pay for shipping. Whew. We have one of the largest clay suppliers here locally, which is really very nice. Queen City Clay. We have Core Clay, which is a great clay studio too. We have quite a few here in Cincinnati. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put some. Oh, whoops! I went to dip my brush in the water and I missed the water. So here we are now. Yeah, we here in Cincinnati we have rookwood pottery, which is very expensive pottery. So pottery goes way back in the history here in Cincinnati. Okay, so I think I don't know. I'm trying to debate if I should. I don't know if I should add little dots. I don't think I'm going to. I was gonna add little orange dots around there, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this intense yellow here. Add just a touch of water to it. And maybe just try to, because I don't like how the yellow centers are quite so perfect looking. And I'm just making them a little bit off, not a lot. But see how much better it looks on a perfectly round one? And then, of course, I'm going to come back in with my black liner. And gosh, I forgot I had troubles with it the last time. I hope it works okay. If not, I'll just stop the video and reload it. Yeah, it was giving me fits the last time, I forgot. I like to use Amaco Velvet, the black liner. Now, someone was telling me the jet liner, the jet black, can bubble on dark clay. I have not had a problem with that. I've had a problem with the white, the ultra white Amaco Velvet. I don't buy the ultra white anymore. I've had it bubble. Of course, that was on, I think that was on the dark, well, I know it was on the dark clay. Dark clay gets a lot hotter than white clay, and dark clay doesn't like to go above cone 5 either, so there we go, I think. So if you're using, you know, standard 266 or some of the other dark clays, and you see the clay is bloating, you want to cool your cone, cool your temperature down when you're using the dark clay. I like to use the B-Mix 5 with grog, but I can't remember which porcelain I used, but I'm kind of tempted to go back to some porcelain. It is a very finicky clay though, but it is just beautiful. It's beautiful to paint on, and the finish is so smooth. It's just gorgeous. So there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to put some leaves on here. Let's see here. I'm going to get a little bit of this. So I ran out of this light green chartreuse, and I didn't want to buy any more because the last couple times I bought it, it turned so watery, and I would let it. And same thing with the avocado, and that's why I ended up with this medium green. I'm not a fan of this medium green, or the green. I think it's like a medium green anyway. Avocado is my favorite, and but it was doing funky things, and so I didn't buy it the last time, but I will go back to that. But anyway, so I mixed the medium green with some yellow, and I put a little bit too much the green in there. The pigment was a lot more intense than what I thought, and so it's not quite as light green as I wanted. So that's why I'm adding it in this tray and mixing the color. I'm going to get just a dash of white here. I think that's good. Okay. I was going to do a vine that went around them, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Boy, it is a beautiful day out today. The temperature came down. It's probably only going to be around I think it's only going to be in the high 70s today, which is perfect. I love the 70s. I grew up in the 70s. There we go. So what's everybody working on? Are you getting ready for your fall shows? I am not in any fall shows this year. It's so weird not to be doing any shows, but I've had such a problem with my knees. And I really thought I'd have knee replacement surgery by now. But it's kind of weird. It gets better. And then, I hope my big fat head isn't in the way here. It gets better, and then so then I don't, do the surgery. But it kind of comes and goes. So anyway, so make a long story short, I didn't sign up for any shows because last year I had to cancel one due to my knee hurting so bad. But I got some gel shots in my knee, and they really worked. So I think when those wear off, I'll probably have knee surgery. I had my other knee replaced, and that one's still good, so I figure, heck, I'll be a bionic woman by the time I'm 70. Oh. I just need a bionic heart, and I'll be good to go. Let's see here. Kind of hard to paint these upside down. But I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Charlie's being so good under the table. He was such a bad boy before. We had to make him come in the house. He was throwing his ball in the fish pond. And then he was throwing it in the garbage can and under the deck. And then he barks and barks until we come out and get it for him. It's a little game he plays. I think he's too smart for his own good. Yeah, so I try to layer about, you know, 2 or 3 coats on here. And if you're putting 3 coats on, there's a less chance of it burning out. But, you know, obviously when you're trying to shade, you know, like this light blue is not 3 coats. So some of it'll burn out, but that doesn't really bother me. Excuse me. Yeah, so someone requested that I paint some Christmas trees. So I kind of like to make some Christmas trees, but I really don't. I try, except for pumpkins. You guys know me and pumpkins. I love pumpkins. So I will definitely be painting pumpkins. But I try to stay away from a lot of the holiday stuff, because if you don't sell it, then you're stuck with it for the whole year, and you have to. And I don't have a lot of storage space, so yeah, I don't like to make really Christmassy stuff or too much fall stuff. Now I may be making some ghost lanterns. I'm sure you've seen that. A lot of people have made those. It's just a simple cylinder, you know, with a little ghost face cut out. And then I like to put handles on mine. So they're just very simple, but you'll see them on Pinterest, and a lot of people make them, but my favorite thing is making the pumpkins. But now I'm not in the pumpkin festival this year, so I don't know. It kills me not to be in it, but I'm just hoping that I can get back in it next year when hopefully my knee is better. But, you know, pottery is so heavy that you gotta be in good shape to haul that stuff around. It is not for the faint of heart, is it? It's so quiet here today. It's kind of weird. Kids are all back in school. So we get a lot of buses go by here for the school. Around 2 o'clock, we know that school is letting out. Because you'll see about 15 school buses going by the house. This is a big leaf here. It's the first one I did. So as I'm going around, I am going around and adding a little bit more. I don't know. Just got to kind of look at them and try to balance them out, maybe. So let's see. So this is how they look so far. Oh, there's one. That one needs. So in my mind, I was really thinking about adding a whole bunch of leaves, like, you know, like you would in a painting. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think this one needs one, don't you? Right here. I've been reading a lot too. I started reading these fantasy books and got hooked on them. I don't know about this one. What do you think? I think this one needs one. I don't know. Maybe not. You don't want to make them too perfect. This one might need one here. I think that one needs a little one. And a little bit of yellow just to try to, you know, it's one thing I don't like about underglazes. Oh, this one needs one, doesn't it? Yeah. Is you know, they're flat. They don't blend. You know, in the kiln, like a regular glaze, you know, it moves and gives it different nuances. So if you're painting with underglazes, you have, you guys know, they don't move. So you have to add the colors in now, because pretty much when you're done, that's it. That's what they look like. And once you put the clear on there on the outside and fire them, you really can't go back and add to them. I mean, you could, but I don't know that would ever look the same. If you're putting an underglaze over a glaze, you know, they could run and they'll flux a little bit, so it's not always a good thing. Okay, see, now this one looks like, does it look like it needs one there too? Let me add a little one there. Okay, I think that's good. So there we go. I thought about painting the rim, but I don't know. I might paint I'm gonna paint a flower on the inside, I think. People really like when you have little surprises. Oh, I got a big gob of purple in there. I think I'm gonna go over with the blue. And I'll show you as soon as it's kind of hard to hold it up and show it to you, but add a little bit more white. There we go. And then I think I'm going to go back and add just a little bit more. I think I add a little bit of water to this purple, though. And just go back and add a little too much water. I don't want it to run. So do you guys do a lot of seasonal stuff? Like, I mean, making pumpkins and ghosts and Christmas trees and I don't know if I'll do Christmas ornaments or not. I did make some Christmas ornaments. Was that last year? They did not sell real well, I'll tell you that. Maybe they were ugly. I think they might have been acrylic painted ones last year, so, you know. We've been in between pottery classes at Dunham. I teach wheel throwing and hand building at the Dunham Recreation Center here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I do that 3 days a week. And that's always fun. It's you know, it's so much fun to meet different people, and it's really fun to watch them, you know, start out and they can't throw, and then, you know, so, you know, then to watch them blossom and just make beautiful things, it's very satisfying. It's like, well, I guess I'm doing something right. Either that or they're just good. Maybe it wasn't me. But yeah, it's very rewarding, and we have a lot of fun. Someone told me before yesterday I was with some friends, and they're like, "Lisa, you need to retire." And I said, you know, I got the best job ever. Why would I retire? I mean, I'm a pottery teacher. Doesn't get any better than that. So I've been waiting for all my life. I used to sell real estate. And that was fun too, meeting people and going through people's houses. Oh, some of the houses we saw. Whew. Oh, the best ones were, oh, shh. Charlie, shh. Is there somebody here, Chris? No. He must have heard something. I don't know. So there's the inside. But yeah, the best was the houses that were abandoned and they'd leave an animal in there or something that would pee all over the carpet. Oh gosh. Some of them were so bad I couldn't even go in. Whew, yeah. Those were the days. Oh yeah, there's some stories. Stories. Okay, so let's see if this works. So this is a Zyme applicator bottle. This is my favorite thing. There's plenty of, you know, squeegee bottles, and there's actually electric spray, like electric pens, I guess you could say. But there's a red one and a blue one. The blue one's a little bit bigger. This is the number 20 tip. You can see it's yellow. But this one's my favorite, but I have big hands. I always say I have my dad's hands. I have man hands. But yeah, I put Amaco Velvet, the black Underglaze in here. I add a little bit of water. If it clogs a lot, then I have a little sift, and I'll dump it out and I'll sieve it. Not a sift, a sieve. Hopefully this will cooperate. Okay. Cross your fingers. So if you fill this up and put a little bit of water in it, and it drips, then you've added too much water. Dump it out, and just add a little bit more underglaze to it. If it clogs continuously, if it doesn't flow, then you probably need to add a little bit more water. So you want to pull this away from you. I prefer to do this. I don't like to fire it again. It's an extra fire. It's extra expense. So I prefer to just put the black liner on as soon as I'm done glazing. Can you guys see that, I hope? Are you close enough? See if I can't move you a little bit closer. I got so much crap here on my table. Oh my gosh. I got stuff everywhere. I just don't have a big enough studio. I need a bigger studio. Okay. You can see that a little bit better. There we go. And then I have a paper towel here. You probably can't see it here. But I'm just squeezing some out on to unclog it when it gets a little clogged. If it gets really clogged, I can stick the pin back in there. Okay, so also you don't want any big lumps of underglaze. If you get any clumps on here, usually the clear will like melt over the top and you'll have a dull spot where the underglaze came through the clear. At least, you know, that's the way that's been my experience. Okay, so yeah, seems to be flowing pretty good. But see how I lay it down sideways so I can control the amount of underglaze that comes out of here. If it was like this, it's much harder to control. And you just want to press very gently. It definitely just, it takes a little practice, but and some people prefer the Amaco makes designer liner. Is that what it is? Comes in all different colors, and that's really nice too. They're both, you know, work just fine. Now I don't like to hold those though. They are a stiffer plastic, and I find it harder to get the flow that I want. But some people like the scratchiness that you get from that. It's, you know, just a whole another different look. This is, you know, this is what I like. I have to remember to keep tilting it towards you guys. Oh, and I have some news to share. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, I used to have an Etsy site called Wild Acorns Pottery. But when I tried to change it to Wild Acorns Art Studio, I had a big problem with that. Like they acted like they were going to change it, but then when you tried to search for it, it never came up. And they didn't change the whole thing. Like, they didn't change, it didn't look like they changed the URL. And I had changed it once before, so I think they really only allow one name change. And so anyway, so I got mad at them and I deleted my website from my shop from Etsy. Well, I waited 6 months and I started another site. But, when you have your own private site, it's very hard to drive traffic to it. I had traffic, but I don't know where it came from. It was foreign countries, which I don't ship to. But I think they were really people who were just constantly trying to sell me something, sell me advice on how to set it up. But anyway, so I have one that I spent a lot of money on through Wix, W-I-X. I don't really recommend them, but that's a whole nother story. It's the way they make you set it up is what I don't like. You have to download a bunch of apps, an email app, a pay app. It's kind of I just don't understand the purpose of that. But anyway, so I'm going to delete that. And anyway, so I went back to Etsy, to make a long story short, and they would not let me have my name back. They said someone else was using it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, someone else is using it. It's me. But, yeah. So, anyway, I even went in and deleted the data. They told me you had to delete your data. Allow us to delete all your data. So I did that. And I waited months. But that didn't work either. And so anyway, like I said, to make a long story short, here we go. I just changed my name. I just changed it to Lisa Kester Art Studio. So I only have one thing in there right now. But after I get done with this, I am going to go back to my Etsy shop. And I am going to upload some more items. And just add a little bit here and there. Etsy does take 10%, but the thing is, that's really nothing compared to, when you set up a shop through Shopify or Wix, and some of the others, you're talking about anywhere from $300 to $450. And a lot of the ones that say, oh, it's free, well, it's not free if you want to sell off of it, because it costs money if you want to accept cash or credit or, set it up as an actual shop. That's an extra fee. So there's really, I don't know any of them that are actually free. So don't get caught into that. But, Etsy does take 10%. And they are, they want you to do free shipping. So, there's no such thing as free shipping. Especially with pottery, something that's heavy. So, I will probably add $10 to the prices, to cover some of the shipping. It's not going to cover, obviously, all of it, because think about this one. This would be probably, depending on where it's going, anywhere from $15 to $20 to ship. Because of the weight, the size box. Oh, I forgot to do the inside one. See, now this is going to be, this is a little tricky because I have to hold it straight up and down. So, but, I think most people know that it's not really free shipping. The only really tricky part is, like I have set up a coupon that if you don't want it shipped, see now it's clogging because I'm getting underglaze in it. If you want to pick it up off my porch, there's a coupon to take a percentage off that will basically take off the shipping. And that's about the only way you can do it. But you can't, there's no way you could, gosh darn it. Now it's clogging up because I because I can't hold it the way I usually hold it on the inside here. So I just kind of put the pin in there and kind of try to clean out the tunnel, the hole thingamajiggy. But yeah, Etsy won't really promote you if you don't have free shipping. You know, they're trying to compete with Amazon, but you know, Amazon, can't talk. Amazon is a whole different ball game. I mean, jeez. Oh, goodness sakes. I'm almost done, Lisa. Don't screw this up now. So I will let this dry and I will dip it in a clear glaze. Now, you do want to use zinc-free. It doesn't affect all the colors, but it can affect some of the colors. So I'm going to screw up this flower in here. Oh, just keeps clogging. I need to get some more black underglaze and empty this out and sieve it and refill it, I guess. Because there's not, oh, there's a whole bunch just gooked out. But anyway. Now it's really coming out. But anyway, yeah, talking about the shipping. Okay, I think that's good enough in there. Let me put this on, let it dry for a minute because I got blobs of black in there that are going to run when I pick it up. And always store these upside down, because if you store it this way and that underglaze dries in that tip, it is almost impossible to get clean. I think I ended up soaking it in Diet Coke to get it cleaned out. So anyway, I'm going to try to tip this up so you can see inside here and pray that this doesn't run. There you go. So there's the inside. But you can kind of see all the different colors. And then, like I said, I'll show you this again. So it was great making a video and chatting with you guys. If you have any questions, always just leave me a message, or whether you liked the video, whether you didn't like the video. I can't help the commercials in there, sorry. I think you can click over them though, because I don't do the ones you have to watch. You should be able to skip them, because I hate watching. Let's face it, we hate ads, don't we? But anyway, there you go. How you like that? Did you like it? I'm back. So thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like and subscribe. You know all the algorithms that it really helps us, I guess, for them to share. It shows Google that people like my videos, and you know how all that works. But anyway, and hit share if you want to share it with somebody. That helps me too. So anyway, but it's been fun, and I will be doing some more. I had some other pieces that I glazed, but I didn't do it on a video because I was using just regular commercial glazes, and that's kind of, I mean, for me it's kind of boring because those colors don't show up. So I don't know, it seems kind of boring to me. But anyway, oh, I got a phone call coming in. It says spam. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to clear this, I'm going to fire it, and then the picture that's going to be on the video will be of this one. But once it's fired, I will change out the photo to the piece that's been fired. I know a lot of people, they have the technology to, and I've done it before. do the video and you wait to load it up until it's fired, but then I forget, and so it's like it's easier for me just to put the video up on YouTube, and then when I fire this next week, just to add the photo to the video. So I hope that's okay. But anyway, so this is what I'm working on next. I have a video here. I don't know if you guys ever do paint the gourds. So I've got the hole cut out, and I'm going to put a copper wire through here, and I'm going to paint this. It's going to be, of course, a birdhouse. But my brother's father-in-law has a whole bunch of these things, and I'm actually bought some seeds to grow round ones for Christmas ornaments. I saw somebody do that, but I didn't get the seeds in the ground at the time. It was a bad year. So that's next year. But anyway, so I've been trying to decide how to paint this. I've seen some that they cut out a whole bunch of different really cool shapes, and it's a lantern. I don't have the tool to do that fancy cutting. I don't know how they did that, because these are kind of tough. Unless you did it when they were before they hardened. That's an idea. But anyway, so I got some things planned. But my classes start up again next week, so I'll be making some more stuff. And I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully.